Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Comics with Wes. And don't mind the quarantine hair, because in this timeline, well, haircuts are illegal. Today we're talking X-Men Evolution, a 2000s X-Men animated show that really got me into the mutants we all know and love, and does a really good job of telling a different story on these mutants who have a very long comic history. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I think it is one of the best X-Men animated show. That's right, even better than the fabled 90s version. And if you disagree, go ahead and comment below. And if you disagree again, go ahead and subscribe, because I probably have a lot more you disagree with. But anyways, grab some tea, grab some food, sit down, and enjoy the ride. This is Comics with Wes, and today we're talking X-Men Evolution. Family, progression, and power. Those 3 things I think is the best way to sum up this animated TV show. And you know me, I like to work in 3s, so let's start with number 1, which is family. That rhymed. I didn't mean to make it rhyme, but it rhymed. Unlike the Avengers, the X-Men are a very close-knit family, where the Avengers are just co-workers that you hired to take down a job. The X-Men are an adoptive family that all live together, sleep together, and some even get married, divorce, cheat. You know what I'm talking about. You, Cyclops. But this is how the X-Men work as a family unit. They are everything you would want from adoptive siblings. They love each other unconditionally, they protect each other, everything in between. It's all building up to heroism, and the X-Men Evolution series does this perfectly by setting them as teenagers. That way we can see them grow together as a family and grow older and become the heroes we all know and love. But the emphasis on family dives into the episodes of this series. There's always a learning lesson at the end of these episodes between the characters, like when Kurt and Scott butted heads about being different in their personalities. By the end, when Kurt was saved by Scott, they understand that although they are different, they do fit to a larger and bigger puzzle that makes their team chemistry or teamwork actually work in the heroic world. And also, gosh dang, don't you just love that fuzzy little elf? But this sort of family learning and family progression to them also makes everything feel more personal than it should, or what you would like it to feel. I mean, being that it is personal and everything with the family stuff, and I don't know where I'm going. Hold on, let's cut. Right. So, being that it is all personal, let's make the family unit of this more fun. With the Beast episodes, for instance, how they introduce Beast is on a personal level between how he talks to Spike. He's kind of like a fatherly figure to the kid that is just being rambunctious and doesn't know how to really handle his powers all that well, while also Beast himself dealing with his own further progressing beastly mutiny, and it all feels like a family growing together. You get a Beast who's not sure of himself and a child who's not sure of himself, but leaning on each other to rescue one another from their declining positions, even though they're not that declining, but you get what I mean. Mental states. It's family love. It's like Saturday morning cartoons. How could you? But that brings me to my second point, which is progression. The progression of these characters is, I don't want to say perfect, but it is perfect. One character I would specifically like to talk about for this progressive point is Rogue. How they handled Rogue in the first couple of seasons was flat out amazing. A fantastic character arc of the progression of understanding yourself as a hero and understanding yourself as a mutant. And also, she's got gray hair, and I'm pretty sure I had a crush on a cartoon as a kid. I mean, how many times do I gotta play that over? But once again, we find Scott Summers, of course, in the middle of things. Him and Rogue do not see eye to eye. Well, she was tricked by Mystique into thinking the X-Men are out to get her, but they're really just trying to protect her, or, bring her in as an X-Men. But she doesn't think so, and Scott doesn't think she's trustworthy either, so babadi-babadoom, they don't like each other. But it is through their family setting that Rogue is able to progress and learn to trust somebody that's a complete stranger. Honestly, the way that they built Scott and Rogue's relationship in this series, I thought instead of Scott and Jean ending up together, Scott was going to end up with Rogue, and it kind of made more sense. If you watch the first season and the second season back to back like I did, you understand that Rogue and Scott kind of fit more perfectly than Jean and Scott do. Both kind of broken souls that try and hide it by some sort of thing, red shades or gray hair. And they find within each other perfection, or not necessarily perfection, but a way to heal. And that's perfect. I mean, it's a great way to show a character that's on the inside that sees the X-Men as nothing and then understands that the X-Men is almost her everything. And it's a progression of a character who doesn't really understand her world, but through this family, she decides that her world is making a little bit more sense to her now. And through each season, we see the growth of Rogue. And honestly, I don't think they handled any other character as well as they handled Rogue. Which then also brings me to my last and final point, which is power. The power of, well, everything. The progression, the mutant, the family, all of it together is a powerful, mystical theme of mutant. They find power within each other. That's how they work, and they found power within themselves through their own simple progressions as characters and as heroes. And each season, although it's a little givey kitty every now and then, it really feels like an adult TV show about the mutants. And that also deals with the way they handle their villains. For the first 2 seasons or so, I think, you don't even see Magneto. He's just a voice that's off in the screen, or maybe floating eyeballs. I mean, the guy plays as a powerful shadow that's pulling the strings behind these mutants' backs, and it's just showing a progression of the coming battle that's going to be happening between the X-Men and the Brotherhood of Evil. Whether it's the family close-knitness of the X-Men, or the progression of singular characters and becoming something better than they already were, or the power of darkness hiding in the shadow, or the power of having a family that has your back. X-Men Evolution is everything you could probably want from an X-Men animated show. I would even put it over the classic X-Men animated show that's held to such a high regard. I think this one was a better modernized take on the characters and did a better job of evolutioning them, evolving them. I can't speak. So if you're looking for a show to teach you about the mutants and you've never really even heard about the X-Men until you're watching this video now, which I would say, hey, that's pretty cool that you're even watching my video. But if you are looking for something that's kind of a breakthrough into the mutant themes or the mutant side of Marvel, I would say watch X-Men Evolution. Each season is building upon characters and expanding from the new mutants to the old. Each season gives you something to look forward to, whether it's Rogue's progression or the Beast turning into the Beast or Magneto finally coming into play. Everything is a perfect evolving story of the X-Men, and it's a great way to break into that sort of media. So I guess that's it for this episode of Comics with Wes. X-Men Evolution really taught me that the mutants are one of Marvel's brightest spots in characters, in romance, and storytelling. And if you're looking to watch this show, you can pay a corporate monopoly Disney Plus to go watch it, or you can go check out some streaming services, or even, find me and DM me, and maybe I'll give you a little link. I won't. That's illegal.